All right, guys, we're going to keep this Raptors conversation going right now. We've got the Fast Break panel joining me. Some new faces along today. We've got Matt Tierney, community manager for the Raptors. In the middle, Cedric Carter. He is a head trainer with Galaxy Training. And sitting beside me here, Mike Veerman, host of Mike on Much podcast. Guys, thanks for joining me. Let's get into that Raptors talk. I think it's really hard to avoid probably the hottest topic of conversation right now with the Raptors. Kyle Lowry had successful wrist surgery. He's out for the regular season. How do you think this is going to affect things? Let's talk about it. Where do you think the Raptors are going to end up in the East? Matt, I'm going to go your way.
They're fine. Let's all not say the sky is falling like a lot of people online do. The Raptors are going to be okay. Kyle will come back hopefully as predicted before the regular season, maybe get a couple games in. As long as they keep that home court advantage 2-3-4, I think that they'll be fine. I know some people are worried about saying like, oh, but then you get Cleveland in the second round. Well, you know what? The East goes through Cleveland right now as is, so you got to beat them sometime.
Okay. Cedric?
I think they'll be fourth or fifth in the East. I think that's where they're going to land.
Wow.
I think they might get to fifth. I mean, the Raptors without Lowry, they lack a little bit of offensive punch at the one. They're not as aggressive from the one, and the point guard position is very important in the Eastern Conference, as you see. The All-Star team had like 4 or 5 point guards, so every night it's a challenge in the Eastern Conference with them. So I think 4 or 5 is where they'll slip to.
4 or 5. All right, Mike, what's your thoughts on this one?
I think the fans should be concerned a little bit.
Yeah?
I think it's going to be tough down the stretch without Kyle. He means so much to our team. We've seen without his shooting at the one that things get really clogged up. Ibaka helps a bit, but the thing that makes me nervous, Matt mentioned, all roads lead through Cleveland. But, if you get Cleveland in the second round and Kyle's wrist is still a little bit wonky, it's like you want to put them off until the last round.
Yeah, you want them in that fight. So let's talk about the Eastern Conference Finals. Are the guys going to get back there? Cedric, Mr. 4th and 5th.
Hey,
can you see them doing it?
If they're 4th and 5th, I don't see it because they got to get through Cleveland, and they need a healthy, productive Kyle Lowry. And with wrist surgery, especially on his shooting hand,
Yeah, it's a big surgery, absolutely.
You never know exactly what Kyle Lowry you're actually going to get, and he's had his playoff struggles in the past. So with him not now having to persevere through a wrist injury, plus that, we don't really know, right?
And Matt, the guy that talks to the fans all day.
I know I'm going to be okay. He's always being positive. But honestly, you think about it, yes, it is a concern. But what he can do is facilitate. And I think that's maybe what we lack is that cohesion. DeMar can take care of scoring 27, 28 points a game. And now you've also added Serge Ibaka and PJ Tucker. We're a much more well-rounded team now. So, yes, Kyle is your most influential player, but he can influence the game in multiple ways. So I think we're fine, and I very much think that we can get back there.
Yeah, and I mean, the new guys have been influencing the games that we've seen so far with them on board. Mike, what do you think? Eastern Conference Finals, are they doing it?
I think we can do it. Again, if we stay in that, if we can somehow get to 3 or stay in 3 and not fall too far behind Washington, if you get there, anything can happen. And I hope that it gives Kyle enough time to sort of get right because, again, without Kyle, I don't think we're going much of anything.
And let's not forget Kevin Love being out too. So they're not, he's not healthy as well. So everyone has their next
Kevin's wonky as well, so yeah.
So on that note, let's actually take it a little bit farther and talk about the league right now. Bogut and Williams over there. That adjustment, we've got KD out. There's been a lot of changes, a lot more shuffles, I feel, this season in the league, a lot more injuries. What's going to happen when those NBA Finals come? Who is the top 2 teams this year? Who are those top 2 teams? Mike?
Oh, great question. I mean, a lot depends on, KD and how he is.
Yeah.
I think even without KD, Golden State's a favorite, but I think Houston, for instance, has a real shot at knocking them off if they don't have KD. And I think for those fans, they're in the same boat that we are and Cleveland is, where you have sort of an injury that might be cleared up by the start of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Maybe not, but at the end, I think, it's boring, but probably Cleveland and Golden State.
Are going to make it back there?
Yeah.
Yeah? Cedric's nodding.
It's looking like Cleveland and Golden State, and I let the cat out of the bag. I'm a Cleveland fan.
Okay.
Man.
So
Raptors 4th and 5th. What show you on right now?
So I think as it stands, LeBron James, everything goes through him in the Eastern Conference. It is what it is. And when the playoff time comes, he's a different animal. He's a completely different beast. Right now in the regular season, he kind of feels everything out. But then when playoff times come, you see that his numbers increase dramatically. So it's going to be LeBron time at some point in time.
LeBron time. And
2 quick
Matt,
points.
final words here.
2 quick points. 1, Houston is not making it to the NBA. Facts. And have we just all of a sudden forgot about the San Antonio Spurs and Greg Popovich?
Okay.
no one's hurt there. They're clicking along like they always do. No one talks about them. They're not the ones doing pregame dances, but yet they win and they win and they win. So don't sleep on them.
Okay, guys. Well, thank you for talking hoops today, helping me wrap up another episode of Fast Break. We will be back next week once again with more basketball stories with a focus on our Toronto Raptors, of course. I'm Kat Stefankovich. We'll see you soon.
Yeah.